The forum tonight, the way we have it set up, we have a series of questions. We're going to ask both candidates the same questions, and then we're going to give them the opportunity to address the membership as to what they're all about. And that's their own forum that they can speak freely as they want to. I want to introduce everybody tonight. Our Political Action Committee, Marco Inocente is the chairman of our Political Action Committee. Jim Hickey, Political Action Committee member. Don McLaren, as you know, we voted to admit our professional staff to our association. The final vote on that is going to come before the Personnel Commission on April 7th. But in the interim, we're anticipating that they're going to approve that. So Don is a member of our committee this evening. Scott Hagmark is our PAC treasurer and also a committee member, and of course myself, your president.
All right, our first question tonight. Peace officers' personnel files are deemed confidential by the California Penal Code. In the past, the district attorney and other county agencies have requested the release or review of these files, as well as internal investigations files. What is your position on this? And specifically, what would you do to protect the confidentiality of the department's files?
Unless I'm ordered to by a court, I would never release any personnel file, any internal investigation, or any file that's in the sheriff's office. There have been some informal inquiries about that with a previous HR director and county counsel claiming all of you are county employees and only assigned to the sheriff's office. And I have a commitment from the Board of Supervisors that they have no intention of interfering with our investigations. They have no intention of reviewing personnel files. And unless I'm ordered by a court, I will not release anything from anybody's personnel file or any internal affairs investigation.
Okay. Number two, the Marin County Board of Supervisors has decided to merge the Office of the Coroner and the Office of the Sheriff. What is your plan with this merger?
First, I need to point out the idea of merging the two offices was the idea of the Board of Supervisors. And it was twofold. One is they thought that the coroner's job was really part-time and not full-time, and that there could be a substantial cost savings. And so when the coroner decided to retire, that's when the board decided to merge the two offices. We're not reinventing the wheel here. 47 of 58 sheriffs in California are sheriff coroners, and so this is not a new notion. To the extent that we can, because of the SEIU and the discertification of unions, we've been sort of prohibited from talking to the employees of the coroner's office. It's our plan to bring in the 3 investigators, providing they pass the background investigation, because we think that that's a wealth of knowledge that we can bring to the organization, and we think it's a smart business decision. Additionally, what we've done is there's been some claims that there won't be independent investigations, and so the coroner's function will be merged under the Captain of Support Services, headed by Scott Anderson, and Keith Boyd was selected to be the supervisor of that unit. So as soon as the union issues are settled, it's our plan to talk to the 3 investigators. We have had limited conversations. They're willing to come over to the sheriff's office, and so that's our plan. We believe that the transition will be seamless. We've talked to agencies our size that we've been sheriff coroner for many, many years. San Luis Obispo County, Santa Cruz County, Sonoma, Napa, and so we don't think that it will be an issue. It will be a very seamless transition for the organization.
Okay, question number 3. The DSA bargains for our members' contract with the county. The support of the sheriff is essential to securing a contract that keeps us competitive in the market. Please provide some examples where you have supported such efforts in our organization and comment on your strategy for keeping us competitive in the market.
Well, I was the undersheriff for 7 years. I've been the sheriff for 21 years, and I don't think there's a contract that the Deputy Sheriff's Association has signed that I have not had a role behind the scenes. As you know, it's really against the law for me to be involved in negotiations. So much to the chagrin of the county administrator's office and the county's negotiating team, I've always been actively involved. In fact, the contract that you're in today, we provided close to $200,000 from our trust account, to put in money towards that. I'm committed to making sure that the sheriff's employees are competitive, that they're at least adequately paid within the survey that they're involved in. And that's not just for for the employees, that's where the whole organization is, to make us an attractive organization, a healthy organization, and one that people will want to join, because compensation is important. And so I'm committed to do whatever I can in the future to make sure that we stay competitive. We all know that there's tough economic times, and everybody's prepared for that, but I can commit to you that I'll do whatever I can to make sure that we remain competitive in the marketplace.
Peace officer disciplinary issues cover a broad range of territory, from minor car accidents to the use of deadly force. As a department head, the sheriff is the final arbiter of discipline. Please talk about your experience in dealing with discipliners and how you would utilize that experience as sheriff in the future.
Well, as undersheriff and sheriff, for 21 years I've been involved in the disciplinary process. It's not one of the favorite things that we do. Unfortunately, most people conduct themselves professionally and they're not subject to discipline. But one of the things I think is most important for discipline, that it's fair. It's fair to everybody that has to undergo that process. And whether you're a popular person or you're not a popular person, that process has to be fair. And my gauge on meting out discipline is based on, is disciplining a person for what they've done, and also sets a standard in the organization. That wasn't the case many, many years ago. So I think it's important that the process is fair. I review all of the investigations. There's times that I agree with staff on the recommendation. There's times that I don't. But I think the process has to be fair, and my commitment is to met out punishment that fits whatever the rule violation is, and that's what I'm committed to do.
Thank you. Servant leadership is a choice to do what is right and truly serve those who work for you. Servant leaders emphasize their role as a steward of human resources and encourage those members of an organization to serve others while staying focused on achieving results in line with the organization's values and integrity. Our organization has embraced the concept of servant leadership. Despite the overwhelming support for this concept, many formal leaders in our organization struggle with it. Please tell us what servant leadership means to you.
Well, what it means to me in a nutshell is to be committed and have a passion for personal and organizational improvement, and that just doesn't stop with the phrase. That's a daily challenge. If there are some people in the organization that believe the formal leaders have failed, that's on me. That's not on anyone else. But I can tell you, I meet with the sheriff and the captains every day. We talk about servant leadership. We talk about how to improve the organization. And so it's not just a phrase. And I invite the association, if they think that there are formal leaders in our organization that fail to embrace the concept of servant leadership, I'd like to hear from the association. But I can tell you that we're committed to it, and we talk about it every day. There isn't a day that goes by that we don't talk about it. There isn't a day that something happens in the organization that's not good, and we think, well, we have failed as leaders. So it's something that we take very, very seriously, and we're committed to.
So following that up, if you say at some days that you feel that you may have failed, or that some of the higher-ups may have failed, what would you do to help those leaders specifically change their ways?
Well, we talk about it. We talk about, is it a failing of the organization? Is it a failing of servant leadership? Is it a failing of one of us? Because it's personal with us. We want the organization to continue to improve. We want to, build on the mistakes that we made. I mean, I don't think there's any way that we can be in the business that we're in and not make mistakes. But I'm telling you, we're committed, to making the organization better, for all of the employees and for all of us in the organization, because it's a team effort. It's not any one person. It's a team effort to make our organization better.